What are the biggest mistakes homeowners make when they're planning a custom simulator room?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes trying to force a simulator into a room that's not a good fit, right? But I would say
Mhm.
one, to me, putting it in the wrong space, and we really try to push back on a client and guide them if they're going to put it in a space we don't feel is right. Um, and then two, probably not future proofing enough, right? Not thinking about what might I want down the road. So we push for this all the time. Hey, we're going to put in conduit to run from this location to your computer, just in case technology changes over time and we need to run new wires. But trying to go a little too small and not think about how they might use
Mhm.
it in the future, because once we're in there doing work, it's kind of the time to get those things done and get them in place so we can plan for the future.
I mean, those are yeah, kind of planning for a space that's less than ideal is usually one of the biggest ones. And I think I said in an earlier question, that's we have multiple examples where we've gone and done our actual initial site visit with a client, helped them look at spaces and determine some alternatives that were a much better overall fit for the type of experience they're looking for. Um, I wouldn't maybe call this a mistake, but sometimes folks will start with a more basic kit setup first, and that gets them sort of the bug of like, oh, I really like simulator golf, and then they transition to a more custom. Again, we've had multiple clients where they had sort of an existing setup, and then they realized they really wanted to move to something that was much more intentional, or again, better for hosting, entertaining a
Yeah.
larger group of folks.
Mhm.
So they could be the spot, every week, or it's the place that their kids want to come to. So again, I wouldn't necessarily call that a mistake per se, but that's a natural progression we've seen folks make of, they start off doing things and then they eventually transition to let's do, again, something more custom, more intentional, and usually upgrade to a ceiling based launch monitor versus a floor one as well.
I would add really quick, and this might sound like a little bit of a commercial, but it's genuine and honest. Going with a golf simulator provider that doesn't have experience, right? I can't tell you the number of projects we've done where we come in and fix somebody else's work, where maybe it wasn't designed right, the ball's flying back and hitting windows behind the golfer. Literally, we've seen giant ball marks in the walls back behind the golfer. We've come in and fixed many golf simulators where somebody else came in and built it. They said they had the experience to do it, and just weren't qualified, didn't design it right, and then the customer's left with an expensive item that they really can't use. Um, so yeah, and just ask the question, right? How many golf simulators have you done? Can you show me examples of your work? Can I get a reference? We're always happy to provide examples of our work, put you in touch with a client, and let you ask all the questions you want about how did the experience go, what's the product like, go visit it, right?
Mhm.